Are you exhausted? Was it hard work? Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. Mary's exhausted from doing the mailing for the giveaway. Look at her. Devastated. But you know what? I got 3 little sharp and shinies we need to take care of. Let's check it out. The boss. She needs a nap. She worked hard. Like I was saying, she hasn't been feeling too good lately either. Anywho, like I said, I got 3 little sharp and shinies. These are guys that I picked up in different places. From a local thrift store, I believe. Yeah, I think they're all from the same thrift store. I had found them a couple of weeks ago and they're a little unusual. That's why I chose them. So I think it's time to clean them up, make a slip for them. Hey, why not? I'll go through the cleanup and everything with you and that, then I'll make the slips and I'll show you the slips. Otherwise the videos get too long. You can see the end result. But here's the first one. I'll put information up on each one because they're a little unusual. This one here, see that? Very plain little sway back, rusty. Huge clip on it, see that? Which I thought was very cool. Now the tang stamp, all it says is Stag, S-T-A-G. I looked them up and they're from Ireland. This is the information I found. Not a lot out there. So this guy, you can see the blade is a wee diddly rusty, but it needs to be cleaned up and we can get it all sharp and shiny again. So that's the first one. The next one I found was this guy, and as you can see, it's a little sway back as well. And yeah, you guessed it, it's an Imperial. And the reason this one got my attention is it's a little unusual. It's not something you see that often. And here are the blades here. You can see it's got that big, huge clip that the Stag had. And down here you have a pen blade, which has been worked a little bit, so it's a little beat up. But it says on the tang stamp there that it's Imperial, Providence, Rhode Island. Here's the info. Like I said, it's a little unusual. I'll show you on the big blade first so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see the blade needs some work and whatever, they all do. They're all really rusty. And it's got a nice little ricasso here and a little broken off tip there that we'll have to fix. Now, you can see the nail neck and you can see the ricasso and the grind. On this side, nothing, just flat. A little unusual to sharpen because obviously you got a flat side and then you'll grind on the other side. So the trick is you just do the edge and get you're going to clean it up flat and slightly angled just a little bit just to clean it up. And then you're going to put the edge on both sides, a very small edge. I wonder about this because this is another thing I noticed. Look at the nail neck on the clip. It's that straight, long, rounded at the ends. And here's a traditional one on the little pen. Now, I love a pen blade. Grew up with them, you know that. It has a bunch of numbers on it, which I'm not sure. I think it's a patent. Or I'm not sure. And you can see them there. If anybody knows why they put those numbers on, let me know in the comments below. And same thing again. You got your ricasso on this side with the grind and then the flat grind. So we need to clean this guy up. He's a wee diddly rusty on both blades, sticky and whatnot. So same thing again. And that's an Imperial. This one here, I'm a likey. And it's this guy here. Look at this guy. Look at that handle. Beautiful. A little beat up, not a lot. It's been cleaned up. Well, it's been looked after. And here you can see the 3 blades. Same thing again. You got that long, rounded nail neck. But yet on the other ones, they're the traditionals. And I've never noticed that before. Maybe I need to pay more attention. And, you know, the blades are not in bad shape. Just need to be cleaned up, shined up, and, you know, made to look nice. Now, this does say, and yeah, it's a Camillus, and it says Camillus, New York, USA on the tang, on the big blade, and there is a number 73. So here's the information I found out about that. But a beautiful little knife. I love that handle, and I think this will clean up really nice. And of course, we'll make a sheath for it. Those are the 3 little sharp and shinies, and they need some love and attention and some clothes. So let's have at it. So I've got being watched by the boss. I have a communal bath going here. All 3 are in there. I'm using Evaporust. I'm just going to give them a dip. This one, not too long. I'm just going to put it in there for a couple of minutes. The other ones will soak. The boss is making sure I'm being safe. Approved. The Evaporust is safe in the workplace. Okay, been a couple of minutes. I'm going to leave those one in a little bit longer. And here's that Camillus. Love this knife. Wonder if I should leave him in longer because he's a little beat up on the back, but I think we'll be good. It's in really good condition. You can see there, it's got that spade blade, the sheep's foot, and then the clip. And we need to clean the inside there. I think we might have to soak him a little longer. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him in there for another couple of minutes. There's still a lot of rust, so. Okay. It's been about 30 minutes, and I think that'll be enough to get that goop out and this stuff off the back here. Let's have at it. He said it's in the corners here I got to get to, but I'll use this guy to do that. Mary is totally exhausted still. She also knows what's up. She knows I'm leaving soon for 10 days. She knows that right away. Let's see if we can get into those corners. Oh, it's dark. That's why. I thought it was rust. It's just dark. Let's give this a rub. Now, I believe this is Delrin, so you've got to be careful. You don't want to use sandpaper or anything on this, because it'll file off the Delrin. So I use Scotch Brite. It's a little bit easier on it. I loved it. This is a beautiful knife. Huh. I never noticed that before, and hopefully you can see it. It's barely there. Can you see that? It was etched, and you know, the etching, one of the reasons I don't like etching is because it will go away after a while. But this says, I'm going to wash off all the gunk, and then we'll start cleaning them up. Okay, washed all that icky stuff off, and let's just get that dryer. See if we can get some of the stuff out of here. Looks better already. See how much cleaner it is on the inside. Nice. Okay, let's start polishing it up. Here you can see how the tip is bent on this guy, hopefully. Right at the top there, it's bent over. I'm just going to straighten that quickly on the small little vise here. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Apparently, I barely tapped it once and it snapped off. We're going to have to reshape that. So we'll do that quickly and then we'll clean up and sharpen up. So there we go, we're back in business. So the boss left because she's mad. She didn't have safety glasses, so she couldn't be around when I did that. Okay, so they're the blades. You can see they're not in bad order at all. There's scratching on them, like on this one. I'm going to use some flits and see if that'll work. And clean it up a little bit more. Okay, let's see if we can improve these. Look how much nicer that looks. Oh, I love this flits. Just going to get all the excess off, polish it a little bit, and then we'll work on using some orange oil on the handle. Clean it up, oil the joints, and then put it aside and work on the others, and then do some sharpening. Okay, we polished all the excess off. Look how it shines it up there. You can really see it back there, and of course inside it really cleaned up. So let's work on the rest now. And there you are. Look at the colors on this. Beautiful. Beautiful colors on this. So he'll wait for the rest and we'll sharpen them all together. Oh, look at that. Moving a lot easier already. Huh. Good. Good. This guy's still stiff, right. But I'm sure a little bit of oil, once we have them cleaned up, will work. So let's see what we can do here. Wow. There was a lot of rust on here. In fact, think I'm going to have to dip him again because of that. You see that? But we'll get this stuff off, so. Ooh. All right, I'm going to dip him and let that soak a little bit more, and then we'll rub it. While we wait on that, we'll work on this guy. See the mark there? It follows this. It's been sitting in there and it built up the rust. Remember this nasty tip? It's also broken off. What is it with me and tips today? So I'll clean that up like we did on the cameras. So let me get these cleaned up first. Okay, there it is now. It's really badly pitted in there. You know, how deep do you want to go into the metal? And there's a couple of other places on the top here. There's a lot of rust on this, but it's coming off. It's looking a lot better. Just need to rub a little bit more, then wash it off. And then we'll hit it with some flits and the usual things and oil them and everything. And then we'll be ready to sharpen. Okay, I washed them off. Let's just get the water off of them. This guy, I like the way that the blades cleaned up nicely there. This guy, they were really bad, but they cleaned up. I got most of the rust off. Now we're going to hit him with some flits, fix the point on this guy, so we're good there. So let's flits him up. Okay, this guy cleaned up a lot better than I thought it would. Wow. You know, you got the pitting in that, but that's nothing compared to the way it was before. Even the bolsters, the flits even cleaned up the handle. Whew. And not only that, remember I said that all it said was stag on it? Well, when I cleaned up the ricasso, it says Ireland. Ha! Look at that. If I'd just done that, I would have known right in the beginning. Very cool. He's still very stiff. But like I said, we're going to have to oil him. And we'll do all three at the same time. And now we're going to do this guy. So there you are. This guy cleaned up pretty good. Really hard to get in here. They're such thin blades. But it cleaned up nicely. Look at that. Now I'm going to oil him. There they are there. Oh, that one's dirty. Ooh, can't have that. Fingerprints. Unacceptable. Dirt. Unacceptable. So there we are there. The three little sharp and shinies. Now, I've oranged them, I've oiled them, we've cleaned them up, and the boss just came in and said, I'm running late. I need to go and do the mail that she sweated over this morning. She said she doesn't want it sitting there after how hard she worked. Welcome to my life. I'm off to the post office. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I hope. So I'm back from the post office, mailed that stuff, thought I'd check the mail. Mail call. Just a quickie. This came in the mail. All the way from England. Yeah. Across the pond. You know those guys. They talk funny. Note came with it. Hi, George. I trust this finds you and yours all happy and healthy, and that Mary is keeping a close eye on you. I have enclosed a small token of my appreciation for all the joy you bring to the day by the way of the tube. I especially enjoy all the sharp and shinies and watching all the trials and tribulations you go through while crafting sheaths, slips, and walking sticks. Wow. Keep the videos coming, much appreciated. Chris, Big Chris Treadwell. And a note about how to take care of what he sent. Let's check it out. T-shirt. And not just any t-shirt, apparently. So all of you out there probably will understand this. Oh, see that? Very cool. Wow. Oh, and that on the back. I didn't see that. That's very cool. Got me another t-shirt I can wear in the videos except spam. Very cool. All the way from England. Check that out, man. That is so cool. This is Big Chris, much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. That is so cool. All right. Got the knives there. Gonna sharpen them quickly. Some need just a quick touch-up, and the others not so much. Then I'm going to make the sheaths, which I'm not going to show you because the video is going to be 8 hours and 17 minutes long. And I've still got to edit it. The horror. So I'll get those done and I'll show you the end result. Hang in there. So there you go, campers. We're all done. Cleaned them, sharpened them, dressed them. Here's the first one. This one, which is the Imperial Providence, Rhode Island one. It's a sway back. Clean up pretty nice. This was in pretty bad shape. Came out better than I thought it would. The handle actually turned out pretty good. Not sure what you call this. Cleaned up nicely. And of course the buckskin sheath with the little dingleberries on it. And nice and simple, just put some color onto it. And saddle stitch. I didn't show you this because I just did 7. And you don't want to see that whole process again. So same thing, did the same thing. So that's this one. And then this guy, which is the Stag Island. Interestingly enough, the spring on it, if you look at it, it's kind of manufactured scratched, if you know what I mean. Thought that was unusual. You can see it goes all the way around. And it's not very clean. It's not. It's a great little knife, of course. It's, unusual. It's that Stag. And this, the handle material really cleaned up nicely. And, the blade was pretty rusty. You can still see we got some leftover pitting on it. Can't really get rid of that. Sharpened up nicely, so very cool. And of course the sheath, same thing again. I used some scrap leather I had. Believe it or not, after the 7, I still had scrap left over. So I just made it plain black with kind of I want to say grey, silvery paint on it. Thought it was appropriate for this. And there you can see it in there. And gave it some metal danglers there. So pull it out of your pocket nice and easy, pretty straightforward. This guy, the Camelus. I love this knife. It's a beautiful knife. And you can see it there. the handles, the stag handles. Very cool. And it was in good shape when I got it. It just a little dirty, needed some cleaning and some attention, polishing basically, and sharpening, and just cleaned it all up. It really cleaned up nicely. Look at those. You know, the liners and the springs really cleaned up nicely. Even inside, cleaned up well. Very nice knife. The sheath, same thing again. I used some leftover, and I tried to get similar colors going here. Didn't quite work out, but it'll do. It's pretty close. What can I say? I'm just being hopeful there. But it worked out nicely. It sits in there. And I wanted it sticking out. This is a big, wide, you can see how wide it is. So a slip was pretty tough to do and, you know, to get it perfect. But I had a piece that was just big enough. So I got that on, put it some dingle thingies on it there. And there you have it. 3 little sharp and shinies, all cleaned up, sharpened up, and dressed. Love these projects. They're quick and easy and satisfying. The 3 little sharp and shinies. All very nice, all very cool. All that got, you know, the older knives, vintage, whatever you want to call them. And you all be safe out there. Especially when doing this stuff. You got to be really safe. A blunt knife is more dangerous than a sharp one. Just saying. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. I will be back. I'm about to leave for San Diego. 10 days with the kiddos. Woot! Looking forward to that. Miss my kiddos. Be good to hang out with them. Of course, I'm going to see my brother, sister. Haven't seen them in a while. We'll all be hanging out together and doing the whatnot family stuff. There will be some videos out, couple of shorts, couple of videos. This is one of them. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. And we'll see you again soon.